How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. We have a knife build video coming up for you guys, and a special thanks to one of my newest subscriber viewers. He's 7-year-old Carson. I did get to meet Carson, and he's probably watched almost every one of my videos. From what I understand, Carson is driving his sister crazy with my videos, and he's trying to build stuff, which that's not bad. I mean, he's got a good imagination. I don't know. I hate to see him driving his sister crazy, but Carson, this little video here is for you, just to show you that you can build with almost nothing if you have the right tools. So enjoy the video. So I thought I'd show you a little bit about what I'm doing here. I had an old leaf spring. I got this out of the garbage, and I'm not so sure what it was off of, but it wasn't real wide, and it's not too awful thick. So what I done is I cut the other end off of it, and I built this knife out of it. So this is what it came like. This was this part over here, but over here. So I cut it off and forged out a knife. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue some this stuff together. But I'm going to be using some brass on this thing first. I'm going to be stacking this. Now this wood here that I'm using here, this came from a buddy of mine, Daryl Stokes. He has the Woodhaven channel. If you guys haven't seen his channel, you got to check it out. I'll see if I can leave a link here at the top of the page or in the description there. So we're going to be stacking all this guy together and building us a knife handle. A little tight here. Oh, it's real tight. I had it in there once, so we know we can get it back. There it goes. So this is what our knife is going to end up looking like. And this little knife is just a skinning knife. So I'm going to go ahead and get this glued together. Alright, so when we get to gluing this together, we have approximately 5 minutes to get all this stuff glued together and where we need it. And that's not very much time. So we're going to be mixing it right here on the table. And we want to make sure that we mix more than enough to do our knife, because we don't want to run out. So it might look like a little much, and this is a 50-50 mix epoxy. So we'll set all of our pieces off to the side here, and then we're going to start mixing our stuff up. And I'm just using an old screwdriver here. So I'm going to clean a little bit of this up on here, because sometimes if it gets on the antler, it makes too much of a mess for me. And I have some fingernail polish remover, and I'll be using a little bit of fingernail polish remover around the antler and some on that front side, just to make it a little bit easier on me when it comes to cleaning this guy up. Later down the road, it's going to be tough if you got all that on there and you can't get it off. It's a pain in the butt, and we're not into that. Alright, we're going to let this guy set and dry, and then we'll be able to, kind of carve out the handle. Now, I do have a pin to put in this. Now, normally, I don't put my pins in until after I've glued the handle, and then I'll glue that pin in. But we're going to re-drill this and then put the pin in. So I already pre-drilled this hole. but it has some epoxy in it. So we're going to go ahead and follow that hole down through there. And then we're going to put our pin in there. Okay, we're going to mix up our epoxy for this little pin. Like I said, this is just a 50-50 mix. Epoxy, 5-minute epoxy. Don't give you a lot of time, but you can make it work. We'll go ahead and mix up this little bit. I'm going to take the back end of an old drill bit and stick it down in this hole. Make sure I get epoxy all the way to the bottom. And then we're going to shove our little pin down in here. And I got it marked where it needs to stop. Alright, our epoxy's all dry on our pin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and I'm going to start cleaning some of this up. We're going to cut this stuff off with the 4-inch grinder. There's a few things we're going to cut off. We'll take the Dremel tool and cut this guy off just to get it narrowed down a little bit more, and then we'll start taking it to the grinder and see what kind of shape we can get out of it. I think we can get a really nice knife out of this. Okay, this is what our knife handle looks like so far. We got it pretty well detailed out. Needs some fine sanding and some fine sanding on that blade, but other than that, this knife is just about done. Then we have to build a sheath for it. That's getting there. It's looking pretty good. You can see it's got a pretty good shine to it. Alright, now what I'm doing is I'm laying out a template of a sheath. We're going to have to build a sheath for a knife. We can't build a knife without a sheath. So I got it laid out there on how I want to build this thing. And this way we don't cut too much leather. We cut this as a template, then mark it out on our leather, and then we'll trim it down from there. Something like that. That don't look too bad. Alright, we have all of our pieces cut out for our sheath. And we're going to kind of stack these in here, like so. Then this one will go over top of that. We'll do a little bit of engraving on this. And then we'll bend this guy down around, and this will kind of be what our sheath looks like. A little bit in the rough right now, but it'll take me a little time and I'll get it fixed right up. One thing about this leather, you gotta wet it to get it to bend. This leather's pretty old, so it's gonna get it to bend up here. It's more pliable when it's wet. So what we're doing now is we're stitching up our sheath here. Even Kevin has to sew every once in a while. Okay, we got our sheath built. It's all sewed together. Looks pretty good. What I'm doing now is a little bit of sanding. You can sand leather. I'm sanding it, cleaning it up a little bit, and then we're going to burnish it. This is just going to slick the ends of it, make it a little shiny. We could use a little saddle soap on here if we wanted, but just going to clean it up here a little bit. Gets this guy looking good, and we're going to put the knife in there and see what it looks like. Alright, so our knife is finally finished. We put a little bit of saddle soap on the sheath and rubbed it in. A little bit of linseed oil on the handle just to kind of protect it. And I also used a little bit of car wax on the blade because it's built from this old leaf spring. And it will rust. As you can see, the leaf spring rusted, so this knife will rust also. We did burn the back of it. It's handcrafted by Kevin Robinson. I do like having this little branding tool. I really enjoy that. So a special thanks goes out to 7-year-old Carson. Really appreciate you watching my videos, buddy. I hope this inspires you to one day be able to work with your hands, which I think Carson's already working with his hands, because what I'm told that he's driving his sister completely insane with my videos, and he's trying to build. That's cool. I'd rather see him working with his hands than playing them games in the house. You keep it up, Carson. One day you'll be in the same place I am right now today doing your own YouTube videos. So if any of you guys out there would like to shout out to Carson, leave him a message in the comments below. Let him know who you are. I think Carson would really appreciate that. So I would like to tell everyone, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Till next time.